Welcome to the National Women's Fitness Academy podcast. We're here to talk about women's health, female hormones, body image, and all things health and fitness.
Hello girls, and welcome back to another episode of the Women's Fitness Academy's podcast. I'm your host, Siggy, one of the WFA's educators and a women's online coach. Today, I've got a wonderful podcast for you, for all of you who are wanting to be mums or are mums or working with mums, or you know a mum who needs to listen to this. Bloody send them this podcast, because you are not wanting to miss out on this one. I'm joined today by Deb, who is a nutritionist from Sydney, and she has a particular and fun way that educates you on health with a bit of a splash of humor. So Deb, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Welcome, everyone.
To the podcast.
I love it. So good. So for our listeners who don't know you, Deb, can you please let them know the style of work that you're doing right now as a nutritionist?
Yes. So I use Instagram primarily to educate people on nutrition and healthy lifestyle in general. I'm also training to become a yoga teacher. So I think that the two things combined go really well for my page. And through Instagram, especially with Reels, it's very easy and fun and entertaining to give people more insight and better ideas on what nutrition should be, and exercise as well. So yeah, Instagram especially, has been a huge platform that I use to reach everyone, not just people that want to eat well, but also just in general have a healthy lifestyle and, live a better life, I presume. Yeah.
I love that. And before Instagram, how did you navigate with social media, or was it more like referral based?
To be honest, I only ever done it through Instagram because I have been a nutritionist for 4 years now, and I already had an Instagram account, which at the time was primarily focused on me being a stay-at-home mom, studying with the kids. So it did help me having already a community on my page, and then I just switched more onto nutrition and fitness. So I've only ever used Instagram. I don't have a website because I actually don't need it. So yeah, Instagram has been my only platform, to be honest.
I love that. So relatable that you just mentioned also that you don't have a website, because as business owners, whether you're a nutritionist, a coach, whatever it is, we get these mixed messages that you have to have a website. You have to have these certain things to look, qualified or accredited. And I love the fact that you've literally just openly said, like, hey, I don't have a website. You can find me through my Instagram.
Yes. Yeah.
How has that worked for your benefit?
Fantastic. I'll be incredibly honest. I don't think that if I had a website, I would look after it properly. I think it's not because I'm lazy and I don't want to work on it, but it's just that it's a different kind of work. And if you don't know how to do it properly, then it gets quite difficult to look after a website, and it can work at your disadvantage. So I believe that if you're good at one thing, it could be TikTok, it could be Instagram or a website, or simply word to mouth, then just stick to what you're best at. It doesn't mean that you only have one option. Like, you can have a website, you can have Instagram, you can have everything you want. But personally, I don't think that it's necessary to have a website. I remember having a discussion with a business coach, and he said, you have to have a website to start a business. So I freaked out because I thought, it's a lot of money, it's an investment, I don't know how to do it. But it worked for me without it. So I believe that it is possible without a website.
100% it is possible. And I'm really glad that you were honest regarding that, because not long ago, I actually switched my website off because I just noticed all the influx of inquiries that I was getting was coming through social media. It wasn't coming from my website. Yes, people know me for that type of brand of name and they can Google it. But like you said, most people are all on social media. No one these days Googles websites.
Exactly. I think that 10 years ago, blogs and website were a huge thing. But right now, I think that if you have a good social media platform, then I think you can work on it and through it as much as you want, and you can do it very well. So yeah.
How would you identify a good social media, platform?
Like a page.
Yeah.
Um, I think that the bio, it's incredibly important. So if I have to suggest to anyone what to do with your page, is the bio is really, really important. So write something that it's really describes you and your page, what you do, where you live. If you have any links that you want to put in your page, just do it, but do it properly, because that's the first thing that I personally look in a page. I don't look at the amount of followers they have. I don't look at the profile picture, but the bio, it's what gets me interested. And then the highlights, I think that they're also very important, because they explain your page, they explain your stories, and you can go back and see what they've been up to. And then obviously have a nice feed. So try to take nice pictures with good lightings, and try not to be too stuck in, having a beautiful feed, because I think that worked like 5 years ago. Now they don't really care about, having the same colors and the same fonts. But yeah, try to look after it properly, and it needs to be nice to look at the end of the day. So yeah.
I love that. And especially as you mentioned, it has to attract the buyer's eye, like the one interested and aligned with what, you're selling and what you're coaching. So if you're going to posting like your personal stuff in a business page, it's not going to really work well.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong, you have to have good content as well, but you need to be able to present it properly, because at the end of the day, social media, it's all about, the eye and what you're looking at, and get people's attention, and people are interested in things that look good. So yeah.
The beauty of social media.
Yes, exactly.
I love it.
As fake as it can be, but
I love how we started talking about, you being a nutritionist into social media, but it's all relatable, So with the nutrition side of things, what got you into the industry? Like what was this decision that you woke up one day and you're like, I want to be a nutritionist?
I love answering this question. I love it, because what got me interested was, I always grew up with a pretty healthy lifestyle, because my mom has always been pretty healthy. My older sister is a dietitian. So I kind of was always, in the health side of things, but I was never really interested in nutrition and exercise. I was actually pretty lazy in my teens, if I have to be very honest. But then I fell pregnant and I put on weight, and then I wanted to lose it, obviously, like every woman. So that got me interested in nutrition a little bit more. But the turning point, I would say, is for my second pregnancy, I had gestational diabetes. And I had no clue what it was. I had no clue how I was supposed to eat. And to be honest, the dietitian at the hospital wasn't really helpful at the time. So I was just super confused and overwhelmed by the amount of information and amount of, things that you need to know. And it got me interested, because I thought, okay, this is serious. It's the gestational diabetes. It means that in the future, I'm more prone to actually have diabetes even after pregnancy. So I really wanted to give my kids my best health. So I thought, okay, let's read about it. So I started reading about it, and then I thought, you know what, might as well study it. So I decided to enroll in a nutrition course, and I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I'm glad I did it.
I'm glad you shared that story, because again, I'm not someone who has kids, but I'm sure women who do have children who find out that they get diabetes post-pregnancy, is it common, or is it?
Yeah, very common. I mean, I was a bit shocked, because at the time for my second pregnancy, I was only 25. So I was pretty young, active, wasn't overeating. I was, it was pretty shocking that I had gestational diabetes at the time. But that was probably the reason why I got so interested in nutrition, because I thought if I'm getting gestational diabetes, that I'm not, in the high risk category, then I need to be careful of what I'm eating, of exercise and everything. So yeah, that was probably the start of my journey into nutrition and health and fitness.
Yeah, wow, that's so interesting. What are some, now that you're looking back, what are some symptoms or kind of red flags that did lead you to get diabetes, post pregnancy?
Um, so, well, I'm not sure, to be honest. It's just that I think that diabetes runs in my family. My father has diabetes, so I think I knew that I needed to be more careful, but I thought, oh, I'm never going to get it. Like, when you think about, oh, that's never going to happen to me, but it did. So I had to be careful. And with diet, I actually reversed it. So obviously I'm still in high risk. So I will always need to be careful about that. But yeah, that really helped me educating myself, not just through the degree, but, on my own, and with the amount of exercise that I do. Yes, you can do it for vanity because you want to look good. And, I'm a woman at the end of the day, so you want to look good, but you do it for your health primarily, because it really does make a difference. And in the future, you will thank yourself for actually taking action straight away and not waiting.
Such an important message there around, us wanting to look good because we're exercising, but also the benefit of it as health, and not only as a woman, but also of a mum of three.
Yeah, yeah. I want to be able to live long for my kids, but also be fit to be able to do the things that kids want to do. I had 3 kids under 3. So I was going to the park pushing a double pram with 3 kids in it. And then at the park, they were running one in one direction, one in the other. If I wasn't as active and as fit, I would have struggled a lot more. So I thought, you need to actually be physically active to have children, because they are full of energy, I'll tell you. So yeah, I believe that by going to the gym and eating healthy, I do have the energy that I need to actually look after my kids properly and be happy and healthy. And I think it's it is working for me. So I am happy, and my kids, I see them, they're very happy. So yeah.
And speaking of happiness, we're wanting to do these things for others, like as you mentioned, you wanting to stay healthy, to be around with your kids, to be able to run around and not get tired. But what about the fact about doing this for yourself?
Oh, yes, absolutely. There's no better feeling than feeling good, like feeling strong, healthy, happy, content in your own body, confident, because exercising gives you a lot of confidence. It's not just strength, but it's mental confidence and physical confidence. It's beautiful, and feeling confident, it's a very good thing, and you don't need to be ashamed of it. You need to be proud of being confident, and I'm unapologetically confident.
I absolutely love that you've brought that up, because this is a common theme around with myself and clients right now, that when they do feel confident, they feel as if they're intimidating other people. And I keep explaining to them that intimidation is an insecurity of those people. It has nothing to do of a reflection of you. So as a confident woman yourself, how do you navigate that around people who feel, intimidated by you?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult sometimes. I'll be honest, dating, especially as a single mom, I think that I can intimidate men a little bit. I don't know if I'm too much or I'm probably too confident. I don't know, but I am not going to step down or not be confident so that other people can feel comfortable. You know what I mean? It's not because you're confident doesn't mean that you're putting other people down and you need to bully everyone. Absolutely. Being confident is just, doing your own things and be happy to do it regardless of what other people are thinking. So if you're happy with it, that's fine. If not, then as you said, it's a reflection of your insecurities, not mine. So
yeah, such an important message. And I love the fact that you said how sometimes you think you're a little bit too much, but in reality, they're just not enough.
Yes, exactly. Like, I think that maybe you think you're too much for someone, you're not enough for someone else, but regardless of, that it's not their lives to live, it's yours. So if you're happy with what you're doing, then keep doing it, and, so be it. So if they feel confident and comfortable around you, that's fine. If not, then you can go another way.
Exactly. Wow. I don't think I've spoken to this about anyone, but what is it like dating as a single mum?
Oh, terrible. It's so hard. It's really, really hard, especially, I'm still young. So I'm 33. So at my age, you either have the guys are either married and starting their own family now. Otherwise, if they're single, they're not very happy to get a 33-year-old woman with 3 kids. I mean, 3 kids is a lot, and I get it. So I understand it can be quite daunting, but that's probably the difficult part. Like, I think that they just want some fun. And then when things need to get serious, they're like, oh no, I'm not ready. So it's been quite hard, but to be honest, I'm not in a rush. It's part of the process. I'm just cruising and and waiting for my prince to arrive. One day he will. They won't be intimidated by me and the kids.
I love that. And you know what? Sometimes you just have to not so much lower the expectations, but just as you said, like cruise along with it, so you're not putting too much pressure on yourself. Because
Oh yeah.
dating can be quite intimidating in your 30s. Like
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
I testify to
I
that.
remember I asked a single friend about, what advice would you give to a single mom that started dating in her 30s? And she said, go with zero expectation, not because you don't trust anyone, but just, for the sake of your mental health, just go with zero expectation. And she couldn't have been more right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so true. Yeah, because, as we get older as well, we have certain expectations of what we're wanting, the ultimate partner to look like. But then
Yeah.
you're going into the dating, scene with a really limited view. So, of course, it's
Yeah.
going to go
The
well.
jungle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
And especially, I'll tell you, as a single mom, recently divorced, or, even if you just recently got out of a long-term relationship, I think that your expectations are a lot higher and you know exactly what you don't want. So it really, the group of people that you have an option, it gets smaller and smaller. So it is difficult.
Sure does. But that's also a benefit because you know what you're not going to put up with anymore.
Yes, exactly. So yeah.
Just give them the flick.
Yeah, I'm like, no, no, thanks. I've seen what I had to see. Bye.
I love that. That's so good. I love how the fact that we just started talking about dating. So
Sorry.
I know. I love it. I love it. It's very relatable to, our everyday lives when it comes to health and fitness, confidence, if we don't have the confidence within ourselves through health, nutrition, training, how are we supposed to build confidence for dating?
Yes, exactly. That's true, actually. Very, very true. Yeah.
Yeah, it all works together. So tell me, what does, life look like right now for you in terms of your nutrition and health?
For myself or for my business?
No, for yourself.
For myself, yeah, right now, I'm very into running again because I'm training for a half marathon in September, the Blackmores. So I recently started my training program again. So I'm eating a lot and running a lot again, but I keep going to the gym because I do need to keep up with the strength. So I don't want to get injured. So a lot of strength training and stretching, yoga. But yeah, I love the fact when I run so much, I eat a lot and I love it. That's the best part about running. That you're always hungry and you can eat whatever you want.
It's so beneficial. I don't run, so I obviously cannot resonate with it, but I can definitely resonate around the food side of things. When you're training, you're wanting to eat more.
Oh, Yeah. And you need to eat more to be strong. And that's the beauty. I think that's the switch that women or people in general, but especially women, need to understand. Once you understand that you don't have to be in a deficit, that you don't have to starve yourself, that you don't have to avoid food, but instead appreciate and welcome all food and the calories in your life as well as fitness, then it's a massive switch. And I think that that's the start of your healthy and balanced lifestyle. It took me years and years to understand that I didn't need to avoid carbs, avoid fats, and always be hungry. I just needed to train properly and eat to feed my body, to fuel my body, to give me the energy and the protein that I needed. And yeah, so that's something that I always focus on with my clients, because they really need to understand that. Because when they come to me, they always ask, can you give me a diet where I can cut carbs when I want to lose 5 kilos in 2 weeks? Or, will I be very hungry? I've eaten a lot more in the last week because I know that I'm going to start a diet. And I'm like, oh no, this is just the wrong mindset. You don't have to think like that, because it's just a recipe for disaster. So once you realize that food is your friend, I think that you start your second life, to be honest.
I absolutely love that you just said that food is your friend.
Yeah.
It's so relatable, from hearing your story. It's giving me flashbacks of when I used to just constantly yo-yo diet and self-sabotage my relationship with food. And I love the fact that you also identify with your clients going, hey, you cutting out carbs and fats right now isn't going to serve you long term. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you watch the Kardashians, or you watched Kim Kardashian not long ago. She had an awards to go to, and she was blabbering on social media saying that for 2 whole weeks she cut complete carbs. She was just eating, minimal protein and like barely any fats, just to fit into this particular dress that she wanted to. And then post the awards, she posted how she's just going to binge on like burgers and pizza. Yeah. And it just gives a really bad rep for women in terms of diet.
Yeah. Also because she has so many followers and so many people that look up to her, that if they see her doing something like that, they will copy it and they will say, oh, well, she's done it. Look at how amazing she looks. So without considering the fact that she has plastic surgery, personal trainers, chefs and stuff like that. It's just not a good influence on normal, everyday, average women that, live a very normal life. I believe, I don't really follow the Kardashians, but I know what you're talking about. And unfortunately, they're still, I think they're very ignorant about fitness and nutrition, unfortunately. And when they talk about it on TV and Instagram, I always cringe, because I'm like, oh, you have no idea what you're doing to the women that are watching you. I believe it's very important what you put up on social media, regardless of how many followers you have, but you need to be very careful about what you say, especially if you don't have a qualification or you don't actually know what you're talking about. You can't say, oh, I'm just cutting out carbs and protein and fats, basically not eating. Have you watched The Devil Wears Prada?
Yes.
When Emily tries to fit in the dress and she's like, oh, I'm barely eating, only a piece of cheese when I feel like I'm fainting. Now I need a gastro and I'll be fine. Yeah, seriously. That's the same thing.
Oh my God. I remember.
I teach people that.
Yeah. I remember watching that movie years ago when it came out. And I actually thought it was absolutely funny, but relatable. I was just like, oh, I should be doing that. But then a few years ahead, I watched it again and I realized how toxic that belief is and how many other women still do that.
Yes. Yeah. It's true. But we come from a generation, models in the 90s and 2000, they were smoking so that they will feel less hungry. They will eat cotton, if I'm not wrong, something like that, or toilet paper, so that they could fill the stomach with stuff that wasn't food. And
It was toilet paper.
no,
Yeah.
toilet paper, yeah. All those things, and it was normal. Just like when Kate Moss said, "There's no better feelings as skinny feels," and that's still today. People read that and they're like, "Oh, that's really true," but that's not true. Skinny doesn't mean beautiful, doesn't mean happy, doesn't mean healthy, especially. So we need to shift the mindset. Thankfully, we have a window of opportunity here where we can reshape the mindset around fitness, nutrition, and women's, the body, the woman's body that doesn't need to be skinny and, young and pretty. And we can be different shape, different sizes, different colors, doesn't matter. We're still beautiful. So, yeah.
It's so true. And it's so relatable. Like, I have nothing against women who are wanting to lose weight and, look a certain way. But like you said, when Kate Moss was putting out that message, how, nothing feels more better than being skinny. It's just, again, it's putting belief into women's head that you're not going to feel worthy enough or happy because you're not skinny.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Now, let's be honest. So obviously you exercise and look after your health and your nutrition because looking good, it's beautiful. Obviously, I would be lying if I said that I don't like having visible abs or that I don't like having nice legs and be thin. I love it. I honestly love it because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel beautiful. And it's nice to feel that way. You don't need to feel scared to feel that way and admit it. But I believe that you need to look at the bigger picture and think, okay, I'm starving myself. I'm not happy. I'm avoiding social gatherings. I'm avoiding dinners and stuff like that just because I want to fit in the pair of jeans. Is it worth it? Is it making me happy? Is my mental health benefiting from this? If the answer is yes, then that's fine. If the answer is no, then you need to change something. And it doesn't mean that just because you go out for dinner, drink sometimes, or just want to rest on the couch, it doesn't mean that you have to be fat as a result. You can be healthy and strong even with all the food and enjoying life as a normal person. So I believe it's important to look at the bigger picture and see if what you're doing is actually good for your mental health and your actual health. So
yeah, that's so important. And it's like when we're working towards our goals, again, you want to be working from a place that you're inspired by making change, not depriving yourself or hating on yourself to make that change.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I also believe that, personally, especially fitness goals, but nutrition obviously is connected. My goals were never aesthetics. So I was never, starting to go to the gym because I want to have visible abs or, a bigger booty or whatever. I had fitness goals, like I want to be a faster runner, so I have to go to the gym and be stronger, run more so that I can be a stronger runner. And that kept me going because I don't know, it's more satisfying, I believe. It's different for everyone. What I personally think is that if you have a fitness and performance goal, it's going to help you in the long run rather than, just for summer having abs and then in winter you're going to put on the weight that you lost again. So try to find different goals, not just aesthetic goals.
Yeah, that's such an important message because again, like this is so relatable to like social media and the people that we look up to because they constantly pushing a message that you need to look a certain way. But again, if you're putting so much pressure on yourself to look a certain way, it what's the word I'm looking for? Like it puts a lot of overwhelm and anxiety on yourself.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you said that you entered your journey because you wanted to pursue something in terms of performance. It wasn't necessarily, hey, to look a certain way, but the byproduct of it is, hey, I look fucking good right now.
Yeah.
I want to continue doing it, which is awesome.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So, but also I believe that when you have a performance goal, like whatever it might be, you want to be, CrossFit of the year or running, whatever it might be. Once you actually reach that goal, you don't really care what you look like. Like you do, but not as much. It doesn't matter as much because you think, well, okay, I might not be aesthetically like I want to be, but I can do this and I'm very happy about it. So yeah, I don't know. I believe that when you are in your 30s, especially, it's a little bit less about what you look like, but what you're actually achieving in terms of, of your body and what you're doing with it. So yeah, I believe that it's just the difference of what you can do and what you appreciate afterwards.
I can definitely testify to that. When I reached my 30s, I could not care anymore about the way I looked or the way I carried myself. It was mainly for performance, for me to feel healthier and happier.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it makes such a big difference. Now, as a mum, that confidence and you feeling good, what is that? How does that inspiration help your clients?
I think it's very, very helpful. A majority of the clients that I have are actually mums that want to get back in shape after pregnancy, or they just want to look after themselves a little bit more. And I do believe that by looking at me, they can sense that it is possible to make a change if you want to. It's not impossible, but at the same time, I assure them that it is possible, but you also need to be gentle with yourself, because at the end of the day, you need to look after your mental health as well. So yes, they can go back to pre-baby weight, or they can be fit, they can be strong, but they also need to understand that they are very busy. They must be exhausted, especially if they have kids that don't sleep at night. So if it happens that one day you're very tired, you really can't go to the gym, or you really want that piece of chocolate because in that moment in time, that's the only thing that is going to make your day a little bit better, then just do it. Obviously, you need to have a little bit of balance. So it's a difficult topic, because sometimes I see clients that really need to have a firm and strong no, and say, no, you have to respect the diet, you have to respect your fitness schedule. But other clients are more, they're not so I don't know the word, but it's not too difficult for them to have a balanced lifestyle. They just need a little bit of direction, so they can be a little bit more gentle with yourself, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I explain myself properly, but yeah, it depends. Everyone is different, and everyone has different conditions and different weight and different problems. So you see at the clients, you see at the picture, the whole picture, and then go from there.
I can agree with that. I think the second type of client, it's having more empathy towards them, because their mindset might not be as strong or as disciplined as the other clientele.
Yeah, and it's normal. Not everyone has got willpower, or it's a little bit more difficult for them to actually get to the gym for whatever reason it might be, or nutrition as well. They might have a background where food is culturally important, so they are used to eat a lot because they grew up like that, or they don't have enough education around food. They don't have the financial stability to actually have access to good food and nutritious food. So you have to really look at everything. It's not a matter of being lazy or not lazy, just what your tools are and what your capabilities are to actually reach a fitness and healthy, like a fitness goal and a nutritious goal.
So important to understand that, and especially for moms, like they are, your type of niche. What is one important lesson that you've learned as a mum that you're open to share it with, our audience today?
In regards to fitness and nutrition?
Yeah.
That you just need to be creative to actually do things. So for example, when I started working out for 2 years, I only worked out in my living room when the kids were at home with me, because I was a stay-at-home mom. So I literally had the kids every day with me 24/7. And there was no no opportunity for me to actually go to the gym because I just couldn't do it. So I started working out at home. And when I was telling people, they were like, oh, I could never work out at home. My kids will be all over me. And at the beginning, they were literally jumping on me, climbing while I was doing squats. But then they realized that, this is mommy's time. And I was telling them, I said, mommy's going to take us for herself 20 minutes. Give me 20 minutes. In those 20 minutes, you can do some drawings. You can do whatever you want. So I can exercise. And they just need to learn that it is your time. So you just need to be a little bit creative and think, okay, the kids are, watching TV, whatever, I can exercise for 20 minutes. So creative, a little bit of willpower, obviously, because it is tempting to just sit on the couch and watch TV with them. But, you might think that you are incredibly busy, and I understand that you are as a single mom, as a mom, doesn't matter, but you can find the time if you want to. So it is possible. It's very possible.
100% it is. I've worked with so many mums, and I love the fact that you mentioned you just need to be a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good way of articulating that. And especially like you can find time if it is a priority for yourself. And if you are a priority for yourself, you will put yourself there to get the work done, even though you have to just, maybe shift a few things around.
Yeah. I remember when I had the kids in the pram, I was going for a run with the pram, and it was hard, but I was going for a run at least. So it was nice. Or exercising, sometimes I would just buy Play-Doh and hide it from them until the very moment that I would start exercising. So it was something new for 20 minutes. They would be super focused on the Play-Doh and not on me. And I could exercise. So yeah, what I mean by being creative is think about all the things that you can do to get them engaged in something else so they can give you the extra time that you need to do your things. So, and also what I always say is your health, mental health and physical health is more important than the dishes, than the laundry. So there's a lot of moms that say, yeah, but, if they are busy doing something and they give me a little bit of time, at least I have time to do the laundry, to do the dishes, to do a little bit of cleanup. Fair enough. I'm not saying that you need to live in a pigsty, but they're not going to remember a clean house or, the laundry done. They're going to remember a happy mom and a healthy mom. So that's what you need to do. I believe that's what I firmly believe in. So, yeah.
That is so powerful. And I can so testify to that. Obviously, I don't have kids, but when you think back to your childhood and how your parents used to behave back then, you remember those memories. You don't remember about your house being clean or if she did the dishes or did the laundry. You remember how the energy was. Was it good? Yes. Was it bad? Was it angry? Was
my mom happy? Was my mom cheerful? Was she playing with us? Was she, was she healthy? I remember my mom being incredibly healthy when I was young, and because she was looking after herself. My house was a mess because she was also a single mom and she was working so much. And, but I didn't care. I honestly don't care that my house was messy at the time. I just had a very happy and healthy mom. So, yeah, that's probably why I also believe in that, because I grew up like that. And I remember, not caring about the laundry that wasn't done or not. I don't even know what laundry was until I was a mom, to be honest. So, yeah, I believe that you need to think about what your kids actually want. A mom that is not happy, that is miserable and doesn't have confidence and just unhealthy, or someone that is actually happy to be alive and to be part of, of the day.
That is so powerful. What a way to end today's podcast. I think a lot of our listeners are probably either sitting back going, maybe I need to make some changes, a little bit of improvement. Or for some of the coaches out there who do coach mums, maybe you can start navigating a little bit more creativity for their life and see what changes they can make for the better.
Yeah, I don't believe that you need much to make changes and to be a little bit creative. You just need to, work your way around your life and what your opportunities and, what you can do, and then go from there. But try to make some changes if you can. And I hope that I have inspired you to do something, to make a change and to pursue a healthy lifestyle, because there's nothing more important and satisfying than living a healthy lifestyle.
I totally agree with that. With that being said, where can our followers and listeners find you?
Well, on my Instagram, Deb Bitsy, That's my page. So I post there daily. My posts are towards funny but still educational.
Right.
Most of
They
them
are
are.
great.
Yeah. I have a lot of fun creating reels, so they can see me there. And I also just released 2 ebooks that teach about stretching. So stretching for splits and back bends if you want to become more flexible. So you can find everything on my page.
I love it. Well, there you go, girls. Head on to Deb's page. Her reels are absolutely amazing. So I love the creative world that we've tapped into right now, especially with videos. We're
Yeah.
bringing more of like that fun essence of ourselves, but also into, education.
Yeah, definitely.
So important. Well, girls, if you enjoyed today's podcast, please make sure that you screenshot it, tag us at the Women's Fitness Academy, tag myself, tag Deb. And then until next time, remind yourself or remind a mum that you know that she needs to take care of herself for a healthier and happier life.